I had a girlfriend at the time who was making all kinds of cool clothes, and like she was making like patent leather skirts. It was like when the D-Light thing was going on, and
What's Delight?
like the groove is in you, huh? That thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And so she was making these funky little things, and she would take them. She would just put them on a clothing rack and take them to Washington Square and sell them in a couple hours, like 10, 20 pieces. So I was like, we should have a store. But it's, that's a tricky thing. We had an apartment over there on Bleecker Street, but we had to find a place that was a work live,
Yeah.
which is a tricky combo to get. So we did end up finding a place on 10th Street next to Second Avenue Deli. And I think we were allowed to do the work live, but it wasn't set up. So I had to put in a bath, a shower and a wall, and I had to build a loft bed and all this stuff. But it was pretty cool, and it was pretty funky. And there's a funny story to it, because I was working at the time for a company, a moving company that did a lot of decorator work and did a lot of, art moving and stuff like that. And they had a huge building, Upper West Side, and they had a dead storage lot that had been there for like, I don't know how
What's
long.
a dead storage lot?
It means somebody quit paying on the storage. They put stuff in there years and years ago. They had a few dead lots. So they're clearing them out and they're throwing most everything away. And this one lot, we get halfway through and it's got a couple pallets, boxes, tons and tons of boxes. I look at them. They're go-go boots. They're patent leather Sears Roebuck. Sears Roebuck go-go boots.
That's like original.
Original. It was a crazy find. I said to the guy who worked, it was all Irish guys who owned it and worked there. And I was like, I want to take these go-go boots. He said, what do you want go-go boots for, Dina? I said, I'm going to sell them. Where are you going to sell go-go boots? And I said, I got a store, okay? What are you doing working here? I said, listen, can I have the go-go? He gave me the go-go boots. I took them down. The real clincher was that they were they were big. They were big sizes. They were like women's 12, women's 13. They were all huge. You know who likes those?
Who likes some giant?
Well, drag queens found out about it and went wild. And all of a sudden, like, drag queens were coming in looking for these go-go boots. And it got to be where every time I came home from work, there were just drag queens in the store hanging out and wanting to buy go-go boots.